2026 is about to be one of the biggest years in cinema history. We're talking sequels, reboots, adaptations, and brand new stories that people have been waiting years for. From animated legends to comic book giants, this year's lineup is stacked. Here are 20 of the best movies set to conquer 2026. Number 20, The Bride. Maggie Gyllenhaal's reimagining of The Bride of Frankenstein is not the monster movie you might be expecting, and that is exactly what makes it exciting. Gothic horror gets a modern emotional core here, with the story centering on identity and what it means to be truly seen.
I didn't want any of this! No.
We dug you up, then we brought you back down.
You're a dead girl.
I'm the same. Born from the dead. As well.
The corrupt are going to see blood! Everybody sing! Before. Did you do something wrong? Something you thought you might get away with?
This isn't a creature feature built around jump scares and dark hallways. It is something quieter and stranger than that. The visual style is expected to be striking, and Gyllenhaal's direction should give it a weight that most horror films never reach. For anyone who wants their horror to actually mean something, this one belongs on the watch list.
And still, they came.
Number 19, Resident Evil. After years of live-action entries that drifted further and further from what fans loved about the games, this new Resident Evil film is heading back to basics. Survival horror, tight spaces, real dread, the atmosphere that made the franchise iconic in the first place returns here.
It wasn't always like this. The sirens. Then the emergency broadcasts.
Due to the citywide outbreak, you were advised to take shelter at the Raccoon City Police Station.
The screams. And then silence. We fought. We hid. If anyone finds this, tell them I tried.
The over-the-top action spectacle gets dialed back, and what takes its place is the kind of tension that makes you hold your breath. Gamers who grew up with the original titles have been waiting a long time for something that actually feels right, and early signals suggest this could finally be it. If the execution holds, this stands a real chance of becoming the best live-action Resident Evil film ever made. Number 18, Digger. Digger earns its place on this list not through scale or spectacle, but through sheer concept alone. Excavation work uncovers something it absolutely should not have. And the story that unfolds from that moment is a slow-burn psychological thriller built on dread and atmosphere rather than noise. Original films like this are becoming rarer, which makes the ones that land hit even harder. There is no franchise safety net here, no built-in audience, just a story that has to earn every second of attention it gets, and from what has been described, it more than earns it.
And if I can't understand what he's saying, he puts on a little puppet show for me and my tiny brain, and you know what? I don't mind it.
Number 17, Project Hail Mary. Andy Weir's best-selling novel finally reaches the screen, and the story it carries might be the best pure science fiction premise in years.
Is that me?
You don't care if I die. It's now or never.
The consensus here is that it would...
Ryan Gosling plays an astronaut who wakes up completely alone in deep space. His memory gone, his mission a mystery, he has to reconstruct from scratch. And what he eventually pieces together is bigger than anything he could have imagined. Think The Martian in terms of tone, but with higher emotional stakes and a story that goes somewhere genuinely unexpected.
Were you doing that?
Are you coming or what?
Number 16, Mortal Kombat Part 2. The first Mortal Kombat film caught a lot of people off guard with how much fun it managed to be, and the sequel arrives with significantly higher ambition.
You're Johnny Cage. I loved Citizen Cage when I was a kid.
I'm an actor. find you annoying.
All right, you big ugly fuck.
Only the strong survive.
It's showtime.
Warfighters enter the tournament, the lore deepens, and the fight choreography is reported to be a massive step up from what audiences saw in the first film. For fans of the games, the expansion into the deeper mythology of the realms is the part that has everyone paying.
Guess who's back?
Shit.
Back again.
Number 15, Scary Movie 6. Nobody saw this coming, and that might be exactly why it works. Scary Movie 6 arrives after years of silence from the franchise, stepping into a horror landscape that has produced more than enough material to tear apart.
For this for years. Hello, Mother. You look like shit.
Hey there. We heard tell of a Halloween party where...
Stop smiling! Mom, Santa gave me a severed arm.
Be sure to thank him.
Somebody help! Help!
Bitch!
The last few years alone have given the genre some genuinely ridiculous moments ripe for parody, and a sharp writing team could turn that into something genuinely funny. Whether it recaptures the speed and wit of the early films remains the big question, but the potential is there. Either way, it is going to be one of the most talked about comedies of the year just by showing up.
Why did you send me away?
I wanted you to be safe.
Number 14, Masters of the Universe, He-Man has been stuck in development limbo for what feels like forever, and the fact that a proper live-action film with real resources behind it is finally arriving feels almost surreal.
Is real.
So I sent you to a place I knew that they'd never find you.
Having sword things. It's not a good look for human resources.
That sword is gonna show me the way home.
Mine.
But you protect them.
The world of Eternia, its colors, its characters, its enormous mythology, has always deserved a full theatrical treatment, and this film looks ready to deliver one, beyond just the nostalgia factor. There is a genuine franchise here waiting to be built, and Masters of the Universe carries the weight of being its foundation. Fans of the classic cartoon have been patient for decades. Early signs suggest that patience might actually pay off. Number 13, Flowervale Street. Set in a quiet suburban neighborhood where the surface calm hides something deeply wrong. Flowervale Street is the kind of psychological thriller that gets under your skin and stays there. Every scene is built to make the viewer question what they think they know, and the slow burn pacing is a deliberate choice rather than a weakness. Completely original with no source material to lean on, which means the story belongs entirely to the filmmakers, and that kind of creative ownership often produces something far more unpredictable than any adaptation. Awards attention feels likely, rewatch value feels guaranteed.
You're beautiful. You're the greatest of all time.
Number 12, Michael. Antoine Fuqua directing a Michael Jackson biopic produced by the Jackson estate. The scale of this project is almost hard to wrap your head around.
You're gonna.
Oh, y'all loser. Y'all wanna work in a steel mill like me for the rest of your days?
Do you know what I'm at?
Coca-Cola. And we need to start selling. So, I'm planning an international tour. This is just the beginning.
Family. I just want to do my own thing. Just have all these ideas. I knew you were different the moment you were born. You have a very special life. Joy and peace. That is what I want the world to feel.
Recreating the performances of one of the greatest entertainers who ever lived is an enormous creative challenge, and the film reportedly does not shy away from the complexity of his life. Full-scale musical drama is the order here, with the pressure of the entire world watching how the story gets told. If the performances land and the direction matches the subject's magnitude, this has the potential to be a once-in-a-generation music biopic. The whole world will be watching regardless. Number 11, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Tom King's comic run is one of the most emotionally devastating superhero stories written in years, and DC is betting big on its adaptation launching their new era. Millie Alcock takes the lead role after her standout work in House of the Dragon, bringing exactly the kind of rawness this version of the character demands.
It's a very high bar to clear.
Okay, this does not...
No. He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Look like this is gonna end well. It's a pretty small group of two.
This on your planet have housing.
This Supergirl is not cheerful or polished. She is battle-worn, haunted, and far more compelling for it. A grounded approach to superhero storytelling is what DC needs most right now, and if this film delivers on the source material's promise, it could genuinely... Number 10, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The first Super Mario Bros. Film became one of the highest grossing animated films of all time, and Nintendo and Illumination are back with a premise that gives them even more visual freedom than before.
We gotta get everyone out of here. Go, go, go! Mamma mia.
Release my father.
Over my dead body.
Fine with me.
He has returned! Long live the king!
The Bowser names.
Pack our things.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Oh, princess, you go.
Going cosmic, drawing from the beloved Galaxy games, opens up possibilities that are genuinely hard to overstate. Breathtaking environments, wild set pieces, and the same warmth and energy that made the first film work are all expected to carry over, only bigger. Kids are going to lose their minds in theaters, and the adults who grew up spending weekends with those games will feel something they weren't expecting to feel. That combination is hard to beat. Number 9, The Mandalorian and Grogu. The jump from streaming to the big screen is a significant one, and Mando and Grogu's story earns that upgrade. Dave Filoni handles the film, which means the Star Wars lore is in careful hands, and the emotional bond between these two characters, already one of the franchise's most beloved relationships, gets a larger canvas to breathe on, theatrical scale, bigger stakes, and the full weight of a cinematic experience behind a story that millions of people already care deeply about. For Star Wars fans, this is the theatrical event they've been waiting for.
I am a girl who loves my island.
Number 8, Moana. Disney's live-action Moana brings Dwayne Johnson back as Maui, with a lead casting that has already drawn genuine praise from audiences paying attention.
I'm the girl who loves the sea. It calls me. One day I'll know how far I'll go.
Live-action Disney adaptations vary wildly in quality, but Moana's world, vibrant, oceanic, emotionally rich, feels genuinely suited to this kind of treatment in a way not every animated film does. The original stands as one of Disney's strongest efforts in recent years, setting a high bar that this version has to at least approach. The music alone carries enormous power, and if the live-action version respects what made the original work, it could be one of the stronger entries in this wave of Disney remakes.
Bonnie, there's a package for you.
Number 7, Toy Story 5. Toy Story 4 wrapped things up in a way that felt complete, which is exactly why a fifth entry raises so many questions, and exactly why Pixar is the only studio trusted to answer them.
You. Hi there, I'm Lilypad. Let's play.
The characters are beloved across generations. The emotional weight of this franchise runs deep, and Pixar has a track record of finding depth in places no one thought to look. Nostalgia will pack the seats on opening weekend, but nostalgia alone has never...
Let the 50th Hunger Games begin!
Number 6, The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. Hamish Abernathy's story, set during the 50th Hunger Games, the second quarter quell is one of the darkest chapters in the entire Panem saga, and seeing it brought to the screen is going to hit readers of the book somewhere deep.
Street 12, twice the glory. And quarter quell.
Francis Lawrence returns to direct, keeping the visual identity of the series consistent, and the emotional weight of this particular story is not something that needs embellishment to land. This is not fan service filling a gap. It is a story that genuinely matters within the world Suzanne Collins built. The Hunger Games franchise is back, and it is starting from one of its most painful corners. Number 5, Jumanji 4. Few franchises in recent memory have been as purely fun to sit through as Jumanji, and the third film brings the full cast back together for another round inside the game. Each entry has found a clever way to reinvent the rules without losing what makes the series work, and expectations for what the third act does with that formula are running high. The cast chemistry carries a huge portion of the weight here. These performers genuinely seem to enjoy being in these films together, and that energy comes through on screen every time. It doesn't need to be revolutionary.
After years of war.
Number 4, The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan directing Homer's Odyssey. One of the greatest living filmmakers taking on one of the oldest and greatest stories ever written. Odysseus and his impossible journey home is already cinematic on the page, and in Nolan's hands, the scale of what this film could be is almost difficult to imagine.
No one could, not even me.
A stacked cast, an unlimited creative vision, and source material that has survived thousands of years because it speaks to something universal. This is the definition of a cinematic event. Whatever Nolan does with this story will be studied and discussed long after 2026 is over.
Suit yourself.
Mother.
Go home!
Number 3, Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Tom Holland returns as Peter Parker, and Brand New Day promises a version of the character that is more emotionally complex than anything the MCU has put him through before. After No Way Home stripped Peter's world down to almost nothing.
Hey, come on, pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
Hi, my name is Peter Parker. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
We are faced with a danger that we can't control. One we can't even see.
Kind of.
Nice flowers.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
I'm just a neighbor from across the hall.
Friendly neighbor.
This film picks up with a Spider-Man rebuilding from scratch, and that is a story with real dramatic weight behind it. The title carries enormous meaning for longtime comic readers who know exactly what it signals. Marvel appears ready to take Peter Parker somewhere deeper and more mature than the earlier films ever ventured. And if they land it, this could sit comfortably among the best Spider-Man films ever made. Number 2, Dune Part 3. Denis Villeneuve's Dune saga reaches its conclusion, and the expectations sitting on this film are as heavy as the sandworm that swallowed the desert.
You need to be strong, like her mother.
So he would have the wisdom of his grandfather.
I'm doing the best I can to protect my family.
Part 2 was a visual and narrative achievement that raised the bar significantly, and Part 3 faces the task of adapting the most complex and challenging section of Frank Herbert's story. Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and the full ensemble return for what should be an extraordinary close to this trilogy, with Villeneuve's absolute command of this universe on full display one final time. Dune, Part 3 carries the potential to complete one of the greatest science fiction trilogies.
All my life, I have answered every call to honor you.
Number 1, Avengers Doomsday. This is the one that 2026 is building toward, and the weight of it is almost impossible to overstate. Robert Downey Jr. returns to the MCU, not as Tony Stark, but as Victor Von Doom.
So that I may fight once more, defeat one more enemy, and return home to her.
A casting decision that sent a genuine shockwave through the entire Marvel fanbase the moment it was announced. The Russo brothers are back behind the camera, the same team that assembled Infinity War and Endgame. 2026 does not ease into anything. It comes out swinging from January and does not let up. Whether sci-fi, fantasy, animation, action, or psychological drama is your thing, this year has something made specifically for you. Some of these films will surprise you, a few will genuinely blow you away, and at least 1 or 2 might end up being talked about for a very long time. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and keep watching. There is plenty more coming your way.